Joining us now from Washington, our internet cop, Mary Catherine Ham. All right, let's take the far left first. I mean, they're rejoicing that Barack Obama has a nomination, right?
Right, yeah, and I know you like me to go hard on them, but they're behaving themselves a bit today. There's some discussion in the comments about how they want to follow Obama's lead. He had a very magnanimous speech last night. They're kind of cracking down on a little bit of the Hillary hatred and saying, let's get together. But the left-wing blogs are like puppies or toddlers or Bill Clinton. You cannot leave them without supervision for long. So I'm not sure how long that ceasefire is going to last.
All right, so but basically these far-left loons today weren't as vitriolic. They were basically happy that their guy is going to get the nomination.
They're happy, and depending on how long Hillary decides to stick this out, I think things are going to get ugly again.
Okay. Now the Clinton supporters on the net are doing what?
Well, there's very few of them left. The pro-Clinton bloggers have gotten some flack from the far-left bloggers as well, but they're still out there, and they're making the argument that we wait for these Florida and Michigan delegates to be seated, and that they have this argument that
so
Obama can't win.
Obama
can't win without these blue-collar voters, and they have a good point. But then Hillary's advisor Harold Ickes is the one who set up these rules for how we pick Democratic nominees. So, there's that issue to deal with.
Okay. Now, I picked out the Huffington Post because it's just so despicable. And all I had to do, this took me about 2 seconds. Listen to this. I want your reaction.
Right.
This is a guy blogging about John McCain. Quote, "When people learn about the real John McCain, who was never tortured by the North Vietnamese, who in fact collaborated with them." This is why Arianna Huffington has a huge karma debt. She is a woman in disgrace because, and this is what you're going to see on the Huffington Post and other far-left blogs,
Right. This has had some currency, both on the sort of wacko right and the wacko left. This theory that John McCain somehow didn't really refuse to be let go by the Vietnamese, and that he somehow colluded with them, and that's something that obviously the responsible bloggers are going to have to fight back against, and people like Arianna Huffington would help out by saying, hey, this is not allowed on my blog.
Well, she'd never do that because the woman has no standards of behavior at all.
But John McCain is fairly prepared to make the argument against that, I would imagine.
I don't know if he will or not. I think, a guy who can't lift his arm over his shoulder because they broke it, I don't think he has to say anything.
No,
I wouldn't. If I were him on this, I'd just let it go.
Yeah, I think bloggers can deal with it and take it down.
But this is the level of garbage that the Huffington Post trades in every single day. The right-wing blogs, now, how are they looking at the Obama ascension?
Well, I think there's a sense of the inevitability of it, if Hillary will excuse the word, that it looks like this is probably going to go in his favor, and right-wing blogs are pretty much saying, it looks like it's time for her to go out, and they're just parsing how she might do it. What's the graceful exit?
Are they happy with the? See, I don't go on these things. Are they happy? Were they more anti-Clinton than anti-Obama?
I don't think there are very strong feelings either way. The feeling on the right is that, hey, this Democratic nomination process is so messed up at this point that really whatever happens, we're coming out on top. The right thing has been brought to light. The elitist comments have been brought to light. And, either way this ends up, Hillary ends up tearing up the party or Obama ends up being a weak candidate, the right feels like they're at an advantage.
All right, last question, 30 seconds. Do you think that the Internet's going to play a big role in a presidential race? Will it have any effect on the vote?
Well, I think it has an effect on storylines, and I think to some extent the blogs are reeling from the fact that they're maybe not as influential as they thought they were. The left blogs, for instance, are all up in arms that Clinton and Obama both came on Fox News despite their issues with that.
Absolutely, their power to blackmail has diminished, that's for sure.
It's gone. So, but they are going to make a difference in storylines that get pushed and what things come forward in the news cycle.
Mary Catherine Ham, thank you very much as always.